man, I was trapped. You hear me? All I could do was rap.
So let me break this down. So the people around you didn't have an interest in your career. They had an interest on how they could use it.
Every rapper that's come from the block, I'm from Jamaica,
right?
But every rapper that comes from, you know, less than sophisticated, humble beginnings, right, had that, you know, that money guy that would pay for studio or, you know, make sure you're getting in and out of, you can't have nothing happen to that beautiful voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you can't have nothing happen to that beautiful mind that makes them rhymes, man.
Yeah.
Can't even have nothing happen to that hand that writes those rhymes, you know?
Right.
So that was everywhere, you know, but I had a team, you know what I mean? And that team was also even a threat of sorts to folks that was out and maybe saying, just leave that alone, you know? And I was in the middle of it, man, you know?
Well, I want to go back even further. Because I feel like a lot of the apprehensions and the way that you viewed things was a result of being in the industry and kind of like, all right, I'm that guy now. My life is changing. All this stuff is around me. Now I'm going through this particular situation. This is a situation I want to talk about. You're doing legendary ciphers, or what we call cipher records. Right. You get a call for 4321. What happens?
Okay, 4321, long time ago.
Did you get a call?
More like I went up to the studio. Jamel took me up to the studio. I know there's Violator pictures everywhere, so I'm not sure what studio it was. It wasn't one of the studios I was recording in or had recorded in before. And you know, Dave Lighty was there. He's my favorite, Lighty. Dave, you know what I mean? And Mike was real young there. You know, God bless, you know what I'm saying? Big man, Chris Lighty, God bless him, you know what I'm saying? Rest in paradise. But Dave was my favorite, right? Because Dave didn't have any type of, it didn't matter to Dave one way or another if he was assisting me or helping me like get through a tough moment or anything. Chris, on the other hand, hands-on, you know, L was on Violator, right? So Chris, you know, and that was baby Chris from De La Soul. Chris been doing it his whole life. You know, I want to send a shout out to the energy and the entity and the essence of Chris Lighty. Chris Lighty was our president. You know what I mean? You hear me? Like Chris Lighty, I'll say it if nobody want to say it. Chris Lighty was our president.
Right. In what way?
He was our president. Chris Lighty was the one man that could make a phone call and get anybody bread right now, legit. Make your music, do whatever, make a problem go away, legit. Make everything. Chris Lighty was the one to do it. You know, get this bill passed, get that bill passed, push it through Congress, whatever type of terminology, semantics you want to lose. Chris Lighty was the guy.
He was the guy.
Nobody's been able to do it.
Shout out to DJ Red Alert. He gave us a lot of insight on the early years of Chris Lighty. And
oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On the episode?
And the Violators and what they,
oh, yeah, right.
what they were really, you know what I mean?
I gotta watch that. Y'all did that already.
Yeah.
Y'all did it? I gotta watch that one. Shout out to Red Alert. Yeah, word.
So Chris Lighty.
Yeah, Chris Lighty is in the building and, you know, important, right? Irv Gotti was there. And I'm gonna say this because Irv not gonna be mad because look at him now, right? Irv was like, you know, whatever X needed, Irv got it for him. When I showed up, Irv was telling me like, yo, Canibus, man, what are you doing? What's up? Like, yo, listen, I got beats, I got that, we need to talk, so because, yo, Irv was trying to build Murder Inc. at that time. But nobody else knew what Irv was going to end up doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Irv was on it with me. Like, the way he was talking to me, I couldn't even, you know what I'm saying, wrap my mind around what he was saying.
Right.
Because I was just saying, man, like, maybe I could just get on this record.
Irv was talking about, yeah, 10 years in the future, we're going to be doing it. Wow.
Youth is crazy, man. You know, so.
What was the reception when you walked in the building?
Well, I was surrounded by Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? Now, and one thing I want to point out, man, we got Cali Ranks in the building, you know what I'm saying? Former Def Jam recording artist.
Salute.
You know what I'm saying? You got plaques, man, you feel me? And Def Jam, he'll tell you, anybody that really worked up there tell you, Def Jam had a conference room. Most labels had a conference room, but their conference room was called the War Room. That's what they called it. Anybody from that time, whatever, they'll call it the War Room. I don't know a label that had any room called the War Room. Right. Def Jam was strategic about everything they was doing. And I was told that there was a board in there with a magic mark on it with a line down the middle, right? Mm-hmm. Everything DMX was doing on the left side, everything I was doing on the right side, and dates to it, you know, date mixtape coming out, Clue mixtape. That's where the first rumor of the DMX Canibus tape, it was written on X's side. And they would cross it off as he would finish his thing and cross mine off. That's how they were studying it. Def Jam. Yeah, Def Jam. That's why they made so much bread, and that's why, I mean, let's just keep it all the way up. Bruh, right? Def Jam comedy. When I was at Island Records, right, 10 Dog, Charles Suit, I remember we used to get passes to go down to go do the Def Jam comedy, just sit in the crowd, clap the audience. You were probably doing that too. Clapping in the audience, sitting there looking at the comics and shit, right? Like he used to give us the passes to go. Right. Now, we go down there and do it just off the muscle. We weren't getting paid to do it, but there was no press button sample of laughs. It was real. He had the culture come down and do it. Right. You know, thank you very much coming out to Def Jam Comedy. My name is Brother Simmons. Good night. Right? Right. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that a lot of that mega bread came from selling that catalog many years later, right? Meaning that that's where a lot of bread comes from, not necessarily just the music. Because you got all those tapings, all those superstar comics. Yeah. It belongs to you, you own it. So you see what you're doing here? I know that, you know, you're on your way to that. Right. But you gotta know. You gotta know that that's what you're on the way to, even if you just got all the content. Right. And the thing about it is, everybody gets to be rich, not just one dude, because there's so much of it. Because them calls come in, man, it's not just a Netflix call or what have you, man. It's gonna be a call where it's like everybody, you feel me? Right. And so that's what he did back then, while everybody was just trying to enjoy the laughs and the stuff. So 4, 3, 2, 1, I was surrounded by that in that room. You know, and aside from Jamel, I was by myself. I didn't have nobody from my label.
So when you walked in, you didn't know prior to that, your name was on a board in their office. Right.
So let me show you what happened. Right. You're L, you're about as big as him, right? Stand up. First time I meet LL Cool J, right? No, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. He didn't do that, man. Stop it.
Yo, shout out to L. Love you,
Stop it. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. Right. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. Right. He didn't do that. Now, I'm going to take this off because I didn't have this on when I met him, right? So watch this, right? You're L. I'm Canibus. Right. When we greet, however you feel, no, I'm L. You're Canibus. Okay. But however we greet, however we greet, just go along with it because this is how I really have my swim, my heartbeat, right? Okay. Oh, what up, baby? What up, baby? What's good? What's good, baby? Yeah, so yo, I hear you out there making some noise. What's good with that though? Right. Huh? I'm chilling. You hot? You making it hot? What's up though? I mean, what's up though? What you doing? Right. Huh? You see, you're already acting weird. Look at you. See, whatever, man.
You think I'm acting weird?
Y'all niggas, y'all niggas don't know. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know, man. Y'all ultimately, y'all don't know. Like y'all have no idea. Y'all don't have a fucking clue.
That's why we asking.
Y'all have it. No, but that I can only say that. And just leave it at that. And I tried to do the record. I got on the record, and then the rest of it went crazy. Okay, because y'all know the rest of the story. But I'm happy to show you that part. Glad you give me the opportunity to show that part.
But there's details that I don't know. Like, was he there when you laid your verse?
The first time, no. No, he wasn't there.
Did you mean, all right.
And I didn't lay the verse that night. Right. I did another record on the album. Mm-hmm. It's called Get Money or something, on the Phenomenon album. I can't remember. It has something to do with Get Money. Right. And I did that record, and Busta was on the hook with me. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember I don't remember what the name of that, but I'm on that record. It's in the credits.
Right.
So, and that's what we did that night. And he was like, we'll see what's up. Come through, maybe do something else. Right. And then 432 happened.
Now, did you grow up like looking up to LL Cool J?
Of course, man. Is you crazy? Like you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like 9 shots to Dawn Radio. You know what I mean? Like walking with a panther, I'm bad. Like, are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm Bad was actually the first rap record that I memorized.
You remember? Are you out your mind? Like, cause he could do it all. He was a do-it-all. You know what I'm saying? A do-it-all MC or artist. It was bigger than an artist to us to me at that time. Right. He was also young.
Right.
Do it all. He was a do-it-all.
But he was the persona of rap. Like if you was to trace my DNA, right, as far as like lyrical abilities and all that, and trace yours, right, it would lead back somehow, right, to LL Cool J, because he was the guy that was like,
some of it
battle anybody. What's up?
Some of it gonna be there,
right?
But let's you know what I'm saying, like let's not just run out into the thorn bush barefoot. Like it was Rakim, right, it was G-Rap, right, it was Kane.
We talked about this.
No, I know, but there was so many that got busy.
Era.
That got busy though.
Right.
At least compared to now, no. Now it's like it's everybody get busy, right?
Right.
But back then, there was at least about 2 dozen MCs. I mean, you had Showbiz and AG, you had Big L, you had DOS Effects. Even though that style, I think it aged well in terms of creativity. But nobody's rapping like that no more. But they were getting busy.
But I say
they confused you in the cipher. You had Southern Dwellers, you had Diesel Don the Governor, you had Redman, you had, right, Keith Murray, you had Little Jamal. Right. You know what I'm saying? You had some wicked, dangerous MCs. If you, right, wasn't watching yourself, you get on the track and they'll make mincemeat of you.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard.